Welcome to Beyond the Mom Life, the podcast where motherhood and the business world collide, with your host, Heather Ioerger.
Welcome, everyone, to today's podcast. I am joined today by marketing expert Crystal Tosh, and we are so excited to talk to all of you business owning moms about ways that you can help your business by marketing to the fullest, really dive into a lot of those marketing things that you guys can actually do to propel your business to the next level. So welcome, Crystal.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay, we are so excited to have you here today. I just know that you can provide such value to all of these business owning moms out here to really just give them easy things that they can start using in their business today to really grow ahead in the future. So let's just dive right in and let's talk a little bit about your experience in marketing, how you got here, why you love it so much.
Sure, I'd love to share. The first time that I really owned a business, I actually had little kids, and I started that business from a closet, literally like my walk-in closet. And the reason why is because it had two doors between the children and me whenever I was trying to work or make a live. Facebook Live was really big about 8 years ago or 7. And so we would go live. I had a business partner, and that was the only way I could try and keep them from saying, I need a snack. So
Hey, it's whatever works in this industry, really, whatever works.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I totally understand being a mom and trying to balance it all. And so that was kind of my secret. And I hung some of that temporary wallpaper that you can get off Amazon behind me. And people used to comment how cute my office was. And I was literally like, I'm in a closet using like a little tiny IKEA laptop stand. So you just got to make it work. And my first business was all about childbirth education. So we were ahead of the curve, and we brought childbirth education online because there was nothing like that before. And the reason why is because at the time, my business partner was a military spouse. So there was a lot of people missing out on that education because their partner was overseas. And so they were embarrassed and didn't want to go to that by themselves. So we brought it online. And so through growing that business on a shoestring budget, I had to learn marketing, right? So I kind of became the marketer, the CMO of the company, and I did marketing and sales. And my business partner at the time did all the back end stuff that's not really my jam. So that's how I got into it. And then over time, we grew that. Unfortunately, my mother passed away, and life changes in an instant. And I just needed to sell and take a moment. And then when I had a moment, I thought about what am I going to do? And I started a marketing company because I learned everything and I grew that business completely organically. So I wanted to help other small business owners learn how to market and do it without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it was marketing coaching and done for you services, but that were affordable.
And I think that you brought up such a big point right there with the fact that you didn't come from a background of working a corporate job with marketing. You didn't go to school and get a marketing degree. You did not do all the stuff that society has told us that we have to do. And I think that is incredibly important for everyone to know out there, is that you can be an expert in the field by learning on the job how to do the thing. And so many people, even today, think, okay, I want to do this thing, but I feel like I need to have a degree. I need to have all these certificates. I need to have all these extra things to make me look important or feel important. And I think that the truth is that's not the case.
No, I think experience is so important. I mean, I have a master's in public health, so environmental health, toxicology, so something totally not marketing related. But what I've learned through all of this time, because my very first big girl job was actually selling cars. So at the end of the day, what I've learned in my life experiences, it's relating to people. Marketing is really communication and psychology based more than it is what I say shiny object tactic based. And the tactics will change as digital platforms change, but the kind of psychology behind how to communicate your value and what you do and why they should care remains the same. It's just the avenues and vehicles that you use. So yeah, I definitely think that people get totally caught up in like, well, I need to have a certificate or something. And I would rather hire somebody who's walked the path and learned it, boots on the ground, I say, from experience. Because to me, they know more than someone that just has a degree and like, okay, now I'm a marketer because I graduated from college. Because to be honest, what they're learning is probably 5 years old.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. And I think about that because I do have a degree in marketing. However, I hate to even say this, but just without thinking about, oh, it's like 25 years old now. And
Right.
so clearly things have changed. And if I haven't been in the business, if I wasn't in the business for that long,
Yeah.
nothing is the same. Nothing. We barely had the internet. We like
Right.
that just was not a thing, right? We were like critiquing commercials always. And
Yep.
okay, that's not the big way of marketing now. Yes, commercials are still out there, but how many of us actually need to watch commercials? Number one, these days, you don't, you fast forward through them, you get
Mm-hmm.
Hulu Plus and you don't watch commercials ever. That's me.
Right.
Right. And
Yep.
so it's learning the now and learning
Mm-hmm.
how to adapt to the now and go with things in the now, which also leads me to what people are paying attention to in the marketing world. And to me, that's reels. That's fast
Mm-hmm.
things that you can do to market your services that people can scroll through really fast because our
Yes.
attention spans suck. Let's be real.
Like
So
just
tell me
like
more about, is a reels big right now? Is that what you see too?
yes, short form video is really big. Last year when AI and ChatGPT burst on scene,
Yeah.
as a marketer, I knew that things were going to shift because anytime there's a mass adoption of something, then there's a shift in the market because something's going to stop working as well as it did. And as an agency owner at that time where we did standard done for you work, we managed people's social media. We had content writers and graphic artists and things like that. And we produced a lot of written content. And marketers in the agency world had used AI before, but there was this huge kind of mass adoption of every small business owner going to ChatGPT, putting in prompts, and then copy and pasting all of this content. So the platforms were just flooded with written content. So they had to figure out a way to keep people's attention. And so they started moving people towards short form video, which was taking a page out of TikTok's book, right? Like
Right.
TikTok was really the one that made that happen through the pandemic. And it was already hugely popular, but you didn't see it hugely popular on all the other platforms. But my business partner and I, Amy, started seeing the stuff we were doing, just the reach just plummeted. And so as an agency owner, we had to figure out what's going to work. So we started kind of trial and error, putting our clients through what we thought would work. And that was reels, making reels for them or helping them record reels, things like that. And as soon as we did that, everything exploded again for our clients because they were ahead of the curve. Because while everybody was producing tons of written content, they were making short form video. So short form video is hugely important right now. It should be actually the top of your funnel, and then your written content should funnel out from that because it produces about 1,200 times the engagement than a written post. So
Wow.
definitely short form video is the way to go. And it makes your content creation easier if you think about it, because if you spend an hour recording 30 reels, you're going to be able to use that and transcribe it and turn it into some written content too. So you can sprinkle in your written content as well, but you're cutting down your actual content creation time.
Yeah. So one of the things I tell my clients is a lot of time it's a myth right now that people think that they have to do a reel with a script and everything has to be perfect on the reel. And that's not really the truth, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, I think people really want real reels. Like, here we go, we're playing on words, but
Yeah.
people want to know you. And I've made some and I fumble my words a couple of times, or I have the lisp on something that I don't mean to. And I could sit there and re-record that. But if the meat of the reel is really good, I just roll with it and post it because people understand that people aren't perfect and no one wants to really get into a reel or I think watch someone who's reading off of a teleprompter. Like
Right.
you can tell it just seems so scripted. And so people want relatability and vulnerability. I've seen some questionable stuff about vulnerability online. That's a whole nother topic about where the line is, but they do want to see real. And so I think that definitely don't get hung up on it has to be perfect and I need to make 30 scripts. Just have some topics that you want to cover and cover different areas of your expertise, and definitely have a call to action. Like, where do you want these people to go next? But definitely focusing on short form video is hugely important.
Now, when you say short form, how long should a reel be? I've seen some reels out there that are 8 minutes long, and then you've got some that are like 20 seconds, and then you've got some in a happy medium. But what's the best length for a reel?
Well, it's kind of touchy because each platform's a little bit different about what they're allowing right now, and they are extending it because they're calling the longer, like you said, 8 minutes, 5 minutes ones like deep dives. So this is a really good opportunity for you to show and flex your expertise and really take on a topic and go deeper into it. So if you've got a following you're building, and then you pick one of those topics that a lot of your clients have questions about, and you say, I'm going to take a deep dive, people will watch it. But in general, a reel is 60 to 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, but that kind of seems to be the sweet spot. There is a little bit of a hack for going viral that is actually past its prime, and that's the 15-second looped reel where you have to keep watching it to see what all it said or hear what the person said or see what they pointed at. And that was a way to, I don't know, cheat the system. So one person watched it over and over, which triggers the algorithm. However, the platforms have gotten smarter and they know that's basically spam. And so they're not showing it like they used to. They're not pushing it because they're realizing that this isn't really a value. It's more of a trickery sort of situation.
Ooh, I like that. That's really good to actually know. Now, you guys actually have a program, right? When it comes to doing reels, because there are people out there that think, okay, I just don't know what I'm going to say. I just don't know. I grab my phone, I start to look at myself on the phone, and I immediately lose all my words because I'm looking at myself. So what do
Yeah,
you recommend to those people, or how can you help them?
sure. Yes, so that's a huge problem. I actually suffer from that myself. I say that most people need an opportunity to respond. So you're an expert in what you do, and when someone asks you a question, you're just like this genius spouting off so much goodness. But then when you pick up your phone and in your head, you're like, okay, this is the question I'm going to ask myself, and then I'm going to put my answer out. You just blank, or it doesn't come out as seamlessly. So with that knowledge and what we saw with our clients, we created a program called Real Returns. So you're getting a return on your investment, and we coach you on your reels. So we actually appear in an online studio, and you have a social media specialist who understands what your business is about and has done some research about what people are Googling related to that business. And he shows up and asks you great questions, and you could just get to sit there and be a genius that you are and answer those questions. And then that hour-long recording gets turned into a month's worth of reels, and all of your captions are done for you. And it's just awesome because you don't have to prep. Like, it's planned for you. Show up, do your thing. And our social media specialist will also coach you, like, okay, stop moving so much, or let's have some more energy. Let's take a 5-second breather and take a breath and regroup, and so that you can stay on your game. And also you don't have to sit and spend hours preparing for it. It's all done for you. So
Yeah,
that's what we've created.
I think that's so important too, because so many people just, like I said, look at their phone, don't know what to say, or we start to record a reel ourselves and try to be authentic, but yet we're reaching for those scripts. And so knowing it's so important to be that authentic version of yourself. And you can do that when you are recording with another person and just answering their questions as you would normally. So I
Right.
think that's super important. Now, another thing that you guys really specialize in with your business is real estate
Yeah.
professionals, realtors. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So my business partner, Amy, has been a real estate broker for 10 years, and I have really specialized and built my own brand as a personal branding expert. So really helping people to step in and own their authentic self. I think that's another kind of thing is people don't know what they should share online and what they shouldn't. And it's scary. And am I going to be judged? So we've combined our expertise of the real estate world and personal branding to really focus on helping realtors, because what other industry is so specific to you? They all do a lot of the same thing, exact same things, like buy, sell houses, help you sell house. So you've really got to own your authentic self and be comfortable sharing that so that you can attract those right fit clients. So yes, we have created something called the Real Estate Rebellion, which is a little mini membership where we do a live training every week. And there's some social media templates. So you can join in there. It's only $9 a month, super low
Wow.
entry. Just trying to build a community, because Amy and I have really noticed that so much of the marketing advice for realtors is very out of date, like door knocking and cold calling. And we are anti that. In this digital world, there are so many better ways to get clients and keep clients than randomly spending your time walking around in neighborhoods, which PS, I think in this day and age, no one's going to open the door. So
Correct. Or getting the flyers in the mail, which when you're ready to sell your house, come to me. Well, we're not ever going to sell our house. Like this is our forever home that we're in right now. So you're wasting your money sending me that. But
yes.
if I was interested, if I was a person who was interested in selling my home, I'm going to go out there and start looking. I'm not just going to expect that random postcard to come in the mail. I'm going to actually go out there and look for good opportunities out there. And clearly you're going to teach them how to do that for themselves.
Right. I think a lot of people, the older industry experts, aren't thinking like millennials and younger people. We go to social media to find where we're going to eat dinner. If we're going on vacation, what attractions are we going to? We use a lot of social media to ask and to search. And the same thing happens for people looking, I think, for realtors. I have done it because if you're moving, especially out of state into another area, you want to find someone and see if you click with them before you just pick up the phone and get whatever person answers. You want to know if they're your age demographic. Are they interested in the same things? Or are they a land specialist? Or are they first time home buyer specialist? You want to know those things. And I know this personally because I've been looking at homes in Colorado actually. And I went online and I ended up finally finding someone who had some reels and had some personality. And I was like, I like her. I think I could talk to her easily. And I reached out to her. She wasn't ultimately the right fit for me, but she passed me on to someone else that was a good fit for me, that specialized in what I'm looking for. But that's why it's so important to have a social media presence in this industry, because it makes you stand out. And it's something that a lot of people aren't doing. So if you are doing it, you can really open yourself up to a lot more leads.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think this is obviously a podcast for moms out there. And there are so many moms in the real estate industry because it's a nice industry that you can set your own hours, set your own schedule. Not that you're not busy in that industry, because, oh my goodness, right now, I think you're very busy in that industry, but you have that ability to really set your own schedule, do your own things with that. And one of the things that I like is that you can actually bring your kids into that business, especially when it comes to marketing reels. There's different things that your kids can do to help you out. So what would you recommend that a mom could have their kids help out when it comes to marketing for their real estate business?
Oh, I definitely think the kiddo could help mom, like doing a walkthrough. Show your kid, especially the older ones, how to hold the camera, and you could stand there and talk about the home, and they can follow you room to room. That's a huge way to do it. You can also, depending on your comfort level, you could show your kids playing in a backyard of a house or something. Maybe not show their face, but just maybe there's a trampoline or something, and just showing a peekaboo to your life that you are a mom and you're busy. And then also I've got my kids involved in this career. It gives me the opportunity to serve people and also serve my family. So there's lots of ways to really get your kids involved on whatever comfort level you enjoy or you're okay with, because I know some people are about that, but there's definitely a lot of behind the scenes stuff too that they could do. They could shoot some B-roll, give your kids your phone and say, take a pretty picture, a reel of the landscaping, some video of the landscaping that you could just use later for something else. And they're going to get really excited about that.
Yeah. Or just hand them your phone, record me.
Yeah, record me.
Just record
Exactly.
me as I'm
Right.
doing everything I typically do in a day. Have them
Yes.
take pictures of you because your
Mm-hmm.
pictures don't have to be professional, people. My daughter took my
No.
pictures. It's just whoever can do that, whoever's available to do that for you, whichever kiddo I should say is
Mm-hmm.
available to do that for you is really nice and helpful. And not only is that creating family involvement for your business, but you can also pay them for doing those sort of things, which, hey, talk to your tax professional because that is
Right.
super helpful for you as the business owner.
Yes,
So, yes. So you obviously have kiddos.
I
And
do.
when you started years ago, you said how you hid yourself in your closet and that's where you worked, which I feel like a lot of moms do that. I feel like that's a very
Mhm.
common thing that we
Yeah.
all start in a closet.
We do.
And eventually, guess what? We can all work
We
outside of the
escape,
closet.
and
We
we
escape the
escape to a real
closet.
office, and
Yeah,
we
we
we have
do. We
we have
do.
children that can understand that mommy's doing something right now and you can't interrupt. But mine
Yeah.
were pretty young at the time, so
Yeah.
they I have four, so they just didn't understand really that when mom said, "I just need 30 minutes," of course they're not real sure how long that is. Also, I don't know what it is about kids, but their father figure or their other parent could be in the room and they'll come to mom.
Oh,
So
right.
just
Always.
establishing that too, like there's another human in here that's also responsible for your livelihood. You could go ask them instead of mom.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
But very rarely does it ever work that way. Yeah.
no.
I just have to laugh because my progression of my closet, I started out because I've been an entrepreneur for 24 years.
Yeah.
My oldest is 24, and that's really when it started out, right? I wanted to stay home with him, but at the same time, I wanted to have a business for myself. And
Right.
at that point, I had a bifold closet. And
Hmm.
that was my office. That wasn't really even an office, but it was my storage area. And then we moved, and I was able to get a semi walk-in closet. And when we were building that home, I remember telling my builder that I wanted to plug in that closet, an outlet in that closet. And he was like, "Why do you want an outlet in that closet?" And I was like, "Well, I'm going to use it as my office."
Yeah.
And he thought I was nuts. But at the same time, it's like, no, as a mom, you do what you need to do with getting that space to yourself to be able to
Right.
work or what you want to do. And then clearly we were able to work up from there. And thank goodness now I have my own huge office with my own bathroom. So,
Yay.
there are just ways that we can work up to those things in our business. So just
Yes.
know that wherever you are, wherever you're starting, even if you're starting behind that bifold door,
Right.
it's okay.
Hmm.
Eventually, you will have your office complete with your kitchen and your bathroom and your room. You will have that space someday. Just keep working hard. Do what you can do as a mom because we only have so much free time. Hey, it may be 24 years later,
But
but you will get there. I can promise you'll get there as long as you keep it up, right?
oh,
So,
absolutely. I mean, I
yeah.
started in the closet and my big dream was to have a physical location. I remember just thinking that would be the
Yeah.
coolest thing in the world. And I accomplished that goal after moving to Kentucky. We actually bought an entire building on the Court Square in my little kind of rural community. And I ended up renting it out to someone else because I actually, as I've grown as a person and stuff, I've gotten used to working from home. I
Yep.
love my animals. I love that I can stop in the middle of the day and just go out and take a walk with my Great Danes or whatever. So also to give you permission for yourself for your dreams to change because I was really torn when we got that building
Yeah.
and I was going to move a company into it. But internally, I was like, but do I even really want to? But this was a dream and now I've accomplished it. And so I just had to get really honest with myself and authentic with myself and be like, I did it. I checked the box, but now I rent it to a really nice gentleman that has a computer and iPhone repair business. And it's great because he needs that physical location. I don't really need it. So I do
Yeah.
everything from Zoom. So why do that? So it's an
Right.
opportunity for him to have a nice business and serve the community. And I just work from home.
And that's so funny because I think probably every single mom out there thinks the same thing because I was always thinking that way too. Like, oh, if I could just have my own little shop, my own little
Yes.
place. Well, now it's nice because we finished off our attic and just made the whole thing an office. And yeah. And so it's nice, right? Because it's got
Hmm.
everything I ever want in there. But then I can leave because I physically have to go outside the door and upstairs to be able to get to
Yes.
that office space so I can have some time away. But at the same time, it's here. I can wear my pajamas to work if I want to. I can whatever, because it's here. And so I think it's the perks, right? And when you have kids too, they can come with you, or you can leave them downstairs.
Lock the door. That's why they make locks.
Lock the door. Exactly. Exactly. So yes. Well, Crystal, thank you so much for being on with us today and sharing all this wisdom when it comes to marketing. I think people need to understand how important marketing is in their business, because if you're not out there trying to sell your offers to people and people aren't seeing your offers, you're not really going to move very far in your business. So marketing is extremely important. It's really the backbone of your business, is what I like to say. So
yes. Agreed.
Yes. So important. So Crystal, if they want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can go to our website, sotruedigital.com, or you can go to realreturns.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and all the platforms. So if you want to follow me, please do. I'd love to make some new friends.
Fantastic. And we will have all that in the show notes as well. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep striving, and let's soar beyond the mom life together.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Beyond the Mom Life with Heather Ioerger. If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.